better stand with us right now.
ICE out of LA!
Tonight, President Trump's immigration crackdown spills over into the world of sports, sparking new protest at Dodger Stadium. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Alex Savage. Tonight's game between the Dodgers and the Padres will go on as scheduled despite today's demonstration. As Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf reports tonight, a large crowd showed up at the gates of Dodger Stadium's parking lot today after federal agents were spotted in that area.
ICE out of LA!
Anti-ICE protest erupting outside Dodger Stadium.
ICE out of LA!
Crowds holding signs and chanting,
The Dodgers!
angry as federal agents park outside the team's lot.
We're asking the Dodgers to come out here now. It's too late for talking. We need them to come out here, get ICE up out of here.
Sources with Border Patrol tell Fox 11 they used the parking lot outside Dodger Stadium as a meeting place Thursday morning when a vehicle stopped working.
Whenever ICE shows up, the community shows up because the community doesn't want them here.
Dodgers, you better stand with us right now.
The Dodgers tweeting ICE agents came to Dodger Stadium and requested permission to access the parking lots. They were denied entry. ICE then responding, saying, false, we were never there. Agents seen wearing patches for Border Patrol as police make a line to keep protesters away.
People showed up and said, this is not okay. We're not going to let you come and terrorize our community.
The Los Angeles police just announced that if you go beyond this gate, you're on private property and could be arrested. It looks like they're leaving right now. With protesters at the E-Gate, Dodgers staff and LAPD turned Border Patrol around, escorting them through the stadium's lot to the Sunset Gate and onto Vince Scully Avenue.
Demanding that the Dodgers take a stand.
As some wait for the team to say something about recent immigration operations in the city.
And that was Fox 11's Matthew Seedorf reporting tonight from L.A. The Dodgers' Kike Hernandez is now using social media to show where he stands on the ongoing ICE operations happening across Southern California. He posted a picture of himself that is captioned in part with, "I am saddened and infuriated by what's happening in our country and our city. Los Angeles and Dodgers fans have welcomed me, supported me, and shown me nothing but kindness and love. This is my second home, and I cannot stand to see our community being violated, profiled, abused, and ripped apart. All people deserve to be treated with respect, dignity, and human rights. Hashtag City of Immigrants." Protesters clashed with law enforcement outside of an ICE facility in Portland late last night. Images posted on social media show police officers in riot gear firing flashbangs and using tear gas on the crowd. Protesters tossed back some of those tear gas canisters and launched fireworks. 2 people were arrested during the demonstration. Protesters say they had gathered to show their support for Moises Sotelo, an Oregon vineyard manager arrested by ICE last week. Sotelo was taken into custody in Newburgh, southwest of Portland. That's where he lives and operates a vineyard management company. His daughter says he's been working for years to try to resolve his immigration status through legal channels.
We started to initiate doing things the right way, and we were very close, and like I said, we just got harshly interrupted in the process. And Dad is very well known, very well respected in the vineyard industry. He's one of the kind of guys that you go out to eat on Sunday and you're waving hi to at least one person that knows him.
Sotelo is being held at an ICE detention facility in Tacoma, Washington. Agents issued a statement on his arrest that says in part, quote, ICE Seattle arrested Moises Sotelo as part of a routine federal law enforcement activity. Sotelo first entered the United States illegally in 2006. Sotelo has a criminal conviction for DUI in Newburgh, and he will remain in custody pending removal. Well, tonight we are getting a closer look at what it's like for federal agents in the middle of these ongoing immigration raids. Fox's Bill Malutian continues our team coverage tonight on the immigration debate in this country with a ride-along with agents in L.A.
That's our car.
All right. Only Fox News was with ICE and HSI officers in Los Angeles as they moved in to take down a high-priority aggravated felon. His name is Alexander Palacios Guevara. DHS says he's a Salvadoran illegal alien and Sureños gang member with prior convictions for murder and attempted murder.
I have an immigration lawyer.
Guevara has had a deportation order since February 2024 and had been living freely in Los Angeles County, a sanctuary jurisdiction. Now that this convicted murderer is in federal custody, he's coming here to this ICE facility where he's going to be booked. They're going to take his fingerprints, take his biometrics. He'll be placed in a cell. But as we were reporting on what would happen next with Guevara, he interrupted us to repeatedly say he shouldn't be deported because he has a special form of relief called CAT. ICE says you have a deportation order since February 2024, sir.
No, I just got CAT on December the 18th of last year by the BIA. You can call my lawyer.
It turns out his claim is true. ICE wasn't aware at the time of his arrest, but in the final days of the Biden administration on December 18th, the BIA, or Board of Immigration Appeals, under the Biden Department of Justice, granted Guevara a relief known as DCAT, meaning deferred removal under the Convention Against Torture. It means Guevara can't be deported to El Salvador because he fears being killed or tortured, and the Trump administration is outraged about it. An ICE spokesperson tells Fox, quote, "This criminal alien should never have been roaming the streets of Los Angeles. Not only is he a member of the ruthless Sureños gang, but he also has multiple convictions for murder, assault, and rape or sexual abuse of a minor. A highly unusual Biden-era legal decision from December allowed this dangerous criminal to live in American communities." Are you a convicted murderer, sir?
I am free.
Are you a convicted murderer?
And that was Fox's Bill Malushin reporting tonight. The Trump administration will keep Guevara in custody and seek to deport him to a third-party country. It will need to wait, though, for a U.S. Supreme Court ruling before his deportation can happen. The court is still weighing a case on the administration's practice of third-party removals. A judge in Boston blocked that practice earlier this year. President Trump's immigration crackdown continues in workplaces just 1 week after he said he wanted raids to stop for certain industries, including farming and hospitality. In some workplaces, managers say a majority of their employees are staying home out of fear. Local leaders are pushing back.
I don't think day laborers who wake up every day trying to find a job for one day, that they are hardened criminals. If you don't get the humanitarian part of it, then get the financial part of it. The nation's second largest city being crippled by uncertainty.
We're definitely sticking with President Trump's vision. What you're seeing is we're actually going after those American businesses that are, exploiting human trafficking, forced labor.
According to the U.S. Census Bureau, more than 1 in 5 workers in the food service industry are immigrants, and nearly 40% of all workers in farming, fishing, and forestry are foreign-born. Another court hearing will happen tomorrow in the legal battle over President Trump's deployment of California's National Guard to Los Angeles. A hearing on this issue will come before the same judge who granted a temporary restraining order against that mobilization. California Governor Gavin Newsom wants that temporary restraining order expanded to an injunction, a more lasting form of court intervention. The temporary restraining order is on hold right now because of the Trump administration's appeal of the judge's initial ruling. An appeals court panel has not yet ruled on that appeal. And our coverage of the country's ongoing immigration debate and these ICE enforcement operations continues online. Head over to westcoastwrap.com to get the very latest on President Trump's mass deportation campaign, including an in-depth look at the impact it's having on businesses. Well, it is a milestone for the A's. Coming up tonight on West Coast Wrap, the plans taking shape for a groundbreaking that will transform part of the Las Vegas Strip into the team's new home.
And in weather, here's our live camera looking out toward the Golden Gate Bridge in the San Francisco Bay Area. Some parts of the West Coast really heating up. We'll have more of your forecast coming up.
Also coming up, a major bust along California's southern border. We have photos of a complex tunnel system investigators believe was being used by drug smugglers. The A's have plans for a big celebration next week. The team will break ground on its new Las Vegas Ballpark coming up on Monday. The ballpark is taking over the site of the old Tropicana Casino right along the Strip. Work to clear that site is still ongoing after the implosion last year of the Tropicana. The A's 33,000-seat ballpark is expected to open up to fans in 2028. Right now, the team is playing temporarily at the AAA ballpark in West Sacramento. Well, some tense moments at the Las Vegas City Council, which turned down a development proposal for a casino on the city's historic west side.
Mr. Neary, the marshals are going to escort you out.
I'm going out alone. Cancel it, please. You're going to ruin the west side forever. Goodbye.
Developer Shlomo Miri clashed with the council after it rejected his latest plan for the Harlem Nights Casino. He's proposing a 22-story hotel and casino. The commission says those plans are not suitable for the neighborhood.
No one on this council would be opposed to the development of the site if we felt it was harmonious and compatible, if we felt it was a mid-rise development.
I give you the property for free. There is nothing can be done. If there is 7 stories, I don't want to be involved.
The city says the local community is not comfortable with the proposed size of the development. Miri declined to comment on what comes next. U.S. Border Patrol agents say they have shut down a massive drug smuggling tunnel between San Diego and Tijuana. Officials say the unfinished tunnel was nearly 3,000 feet long and it ran right under part of the Otay Mesa port of entry. The Border Patrol discovered that tunnel back in April while it was still under construction. Agents say the tunnel was sophisticated and equipped with electrical wiring, ventilation systems, and a track system. Officials say the concrete will be poured into the tunnel to prevent it from being used in the future. Nearly 3,000 new Nintendo Switches swiped. $1.4 million worth of those new consoles were stolen from a delivery truck at a truck stop in Bennett, Colorado. This happened back on June the 8th. Security experts are warning that those stolen consoles could end up being sold online, especially on the dark web. If you believe you may have wound up with one of those stolen Nintendo devices, they each have a serial number on them that police and Nintendo can track. So if you are on the hunt for a Nintendo Switch 2, well, stick to stores that you trust. Roughly 1,000 homes and businesses in the San Francisco Bay Area are without power tonight, and this is all because of preemptive power shutoffs by PG&E. This includes customers in Alameda, Contra Costa, and Santa Clara counties. This is the first time this season the utility has made the decision to cut power because of wildfire concerns. While many neighbors are frustrated, firefighters say these shutoffs can be an important tool.
Gives us a little bit of maybe a safety factor of those accidental starts that may come from electrical equipment.
All it takes is one spark, one start at the wrong time, the wrong place, to really open things up.
And these outages are expected to last into Saturday, although that could change based on conditions. In Santa Barbara County, Southern California Edison has also placed about 11,000 homes under planned power outages. They're warning folks there to be prepared for those outages because of the threat of wildfires. Well, beyond the Bay Area and California, there are weather concerns in Arizona, which is facing extreme heat really early in the season here. This is a live look tonight at downtown Phoenix, and this is one of the cities in the Southwest where an extreme heat warning is in effect. Let's bring in KTVU meteorologist Mark Tamayo, who is tracking these dangerously hot conditions. Mark?
Yeah, hi there, Alex. Yeah, it has been an extended stretch of dangerous heat for portions of the west, especially out toward Phoenix. 117 degrees today, the record very close to the record of 118 set back on this day in 2016. The average high 105 degrees. Now it looks like we will cool things off a bit. Still very hot tomorrow in your Friday forecast, but we still have an extreme heat warning for all these areas, parts of eastern California into southern Nevada, and of course out toward Phoenix and Tucson, the extreme heat warning in place through Friday. This was the scene today, looking out toward Seattle, showing you some cloud cover. 69 degrees today with still some lingering cloud cover out there. And also in the San Francisco Bay Area, you can see San Francisco in the distance there. Only 60 degrees earlier today. In the Bay Area, actually Northern California, fire danger will be increasing, especially as we do move into a Saturday. And this is when a fire weather watch begins, as you can see, from Red Bluff to Davis toward Fairfield in Solano County. So fire danger already is elevated for today, tomorrow, and especially into a Saturday for parts of California. As far as current numbers out there right now, it's 111 degrees in Phoenix, 104 in Las Vegas, Reno checking in 82, and Portland, Oregon reporting a temperature of 68 degrees. As we show you the satellite, the overall weather pattern, you can see this system up here. There's definitely a cooler pattern. This will lead to some rain chances moving into the Pacific Northwest for tomorrow. And then out toward the Rockies, out toward Denver, we just have a hot forecast and a windy forecast developing for that portion of the west. So looks like rain chances going up in Seattle tomorrow. Some winds in the San Francisco Bay Area. One more day with the heat warning in Phoenix, and then some hot and windy conditions out toward Denver for tomorrow. Here is the forecast models you can't pick out. And here you go with the clouds and that green coming on board. That's indicative of the rainfall moving into Oregon and Washington. But in the Bay Area, once again, those stronger winds. And just for Southern California, some patchy fog in the morning with the increase in sunshine into the afternoon hours. Here's a look at the Friday forecast for a few more spots here. As you can see up in portions of Washington, temperatures in the 60s, approaching 70 degrees. Concord in the Bay Area, upper 70s. Palmdale in Southern California, 89. And Tucson, Arizona, forecast high of 108 degrees. So take a look at the numbers for tomorrow. Look at the heat really building into the Denver area. Triple digits over the next couple days for Friday and Saturday. Some gusty winds for the Bay Area and Phoenix. This is still a very hot forecast, 109 degrees, but Alex at least heading in the right direction, but still some dangerous heat, as you can see, for Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. So 117 today, eventually 101 degrees in the Sunday forecast. 16 degrees of some cooling that'll you can look forward to, I guess you could say, as we do move into the weekend.
That'll make a huge difference for folks in Arizona. Okay, Mark, thank you for that. A nonprofit group in the Las Vegas Valley is pushing to end backyard tortoise breeding. This group says many people who think they're helping the creatures may be doing more harm than good, especially for tortoises living in the wild. Fox's Molly McBride has details tonight.
150,000. That's about the number of pet tortoises right now in the Las Vegas Valley, according to Laura Deitch, the board chair of Tortoise Group.
That's just a staggering number if you think about it.
Deitch says the nonprofit wants to cut down on backyard breeding, which happens when a male and female coexist in the same yard, producing up to more than 30 hatchlings a single breeding season.
They don't need another tortoise. Everybody is like, but they're lonely. And that's us putting our personification onto a tortoise. They really do better by themselves.
Deitch says if those hatchlings do come, the worst thing a tortoise owner can do is take them out to the desert.
People think that they're doing a good thing by replenishing the wild population, but it's really dangerous.
She says tortoises are territorial, each one needing about a square acre to survive. But it's not just competition Deitch worries about. She tells me captive tortoises commonly carry an upper respiratory tract disease. Wild ones don't.
And we don't want that to get spread to the wild population.
Anyone who needs help rehoming a tortoise can reach out to the nonprofit. It might make a pit stop here in their emergency habitat, set up in a private backyard in the Northwest Valley.
Roots here is one of about 30 tortoises in this emergency habitat waiting for their next home.
Each pen equipped with water, native vegetation, and a burrow. Deitch says essentials for making sure your hard-shelled friend is well taken care of. Molly McBride, Fox News, local, Las Vegas.
Coming up tonight, Juneteenth celebrations all across the West. We'll show you how people are pushing the holiday's message of freedom. And it's a special day for a baby born weighing less than 1 pound. Watch her and her family reunite with the medical professionals who helped her thrive.
And you would just touch her and you would say, "You are strong." Yeah. And I wanted to tell you that. Yeah, you were strong.
People came together all across the West today to celebrate Juneteenth. From parades to park parties and museum exhibits, this holiday is all about freedom and marking the end of slavery here in the U.S. Juneteenth commemorates the day back in 1865 when enslaved people in Texas learned that President Lincoln had signed the Emancipation Proclamation and that they were free.
Have some hardships, we still do, but we are overcoming, we are fighting the good fight. And so this is a time to remember and to be encouraged, to be inspired, and to be challenged to keep on keeping on.
Juneteenth was officially designated a federal holiday in 2021 when former President Biden signed it into law. Tonight, an emotional reunion between one San Francisco family and the medical team that provided life-saving care to their baby who was born 3 months premature. KTVU's Betty Yu has the story of baby Nyla's incredible journey.
It was a reunion that brought Maria Ottoman Silas, Nyla's mother, to tears. The 8-month-old has spent most of her life in the hospital under the care of the Kaiser Permanente NICU team in San Francisco. Born 3 months early, Nyla weighed just 400 grams, less than a pound. She's the smallest baby this unit has cared for in years.
There was only one day we walked out of this hospital with Nyla, and that was the day we brought her home. And for 218 days, we left without her. Yeah. And that was just so, it was like torture.
When she was 6 months pregnant, Maria thought she was experiencing heartburn, but it turned out to be preeclampsia, a serious condition that can cause organ damage and threaten both mother and baby.
There could be a potential that I might be walking out of this hospital without my wife or my child, and just not really having like a lot of control over the situation.
And you would just touch her and you would say, "You are strong." Yeah. And I wanted to tell you that you were strong.
For 7 months, NICU nurses stood by Nyla and her family through some of their darkest moments.
Sometimes I wouldn't say anything, just a hug.
Nyla showed us at a really young age, really the day she was born, that she was a fighter, and she really did come out on top.
Today, Nyla is a healthy 17 pounds. Eventually, she won't need oxygen or feeding tubes.
No matter where you start, there's always hope and potential for a healthier finish line and a healthier journey.
Neonatal medical director Dr. Karen Bockley credits specialized care for Nyla's survival and bright future.
We didn't know if she would survive. We didn't know if we had the equipment small enough and really the care that would allow her to survive. We didn't know, so it was very guarded.
We look at her and I'm just so thankful. I think we're both still in shock that she's home.
I am so proud already to be her dad, and she hasn't even taken her first steps yet.
Baby Nyla and her parents will still be back at Kaiser regularly for checkups and look forward to her first birthday this September. In San Francisco, Betty Yu, KTVU, Fox 2 News.
All right, finally tonight we are getting new clues about a possible name for the latest WNBA franchise in Portland. The WNBA has filed a trademark application for the name Portland Fire. The official name has not been made public, but Fire was the name of Portland's former women's team that folded after 3 seasons back in 2003. In September, the league formally announced that Portland would land the next expansion team, and the team is expected to begin play next year at the home of the Blazers in Portland. We'll see what happens there with the new name. That does it for West Coast Wrap tonight. We appreciate you watching as always. Have a great night.